nation took the position we take from Britain. The Constitution we buy it wholesale.
Buy it wholesale.
But capitalism and slavery, fit for monarchy, not equality, that bound to fail. Because while the upper class keep on feathering their nest, the poor man keep dreaming dreams with life full of emptiness. It's not rocket science, you don't need a degree to realize that deviance is likely to come from the people who feel deprived. If the systems divide, only a few to try.
We have to change the system. Change the system.
If we choose to compare and compete, well, it's who in the kitchen go feel the heat. Change the system.
Change the system.
If a few have wealth in excess, while many living under stress, we have to change the system.
Change the system.
If all we see is we and them, intolerance and conflict will never end. Change the system.
Change the system.
What we gotta do?
Change, 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 change the system.
So you might think I'm joking, or even smoking, or even thinking somebody listening, a hopeless case.
A hopeless case.
You see, victims of brain conditioning never practice objective reasoning, intellectual waste. So if perfection is something we can't conceive, at least we can ensure that we all aspire and achieve. Repave the roads which lead to conflict and dysfunction, and on that solid foundation, we build a stronger nation. If the systems divide, for only a few to thrive,
We have to change the system.
what?
Change the system.
For we to show each other we really care, we must treat each other fair and square. Change the system.
Change the system.
If a few have wealth in excess, while many living under stress,
We have to change the system. Change the system.
if all we see is we and them, intolerance and conflict could never, never, good God.
Change the system.
What we gotta do?
Change, 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 change the system.
Good God. Hey. Let me look out for each other, man.
Ion Dependency with Garth and Natasha.
Reality radio, at its best, where every life is a biography.
Sundays, at 10 a.m., and exclusively, on I-95.5 FM.
And streamed live on the Ion Dependency Facebook page and YouTube channel.
Good morning and welcome. Today we are not looking at headlines. We are looking at what happens when after the headlines feed. Addiction, crime, prison, recovery, reintegration. Does Trinidad and Tobago truly understand these realities?
We talk a lot about punishment, but very little about support. People are set up to fail, then blamed when they do. This is not an individual failure, it's a system failure.
Indeed. Prisoners leaving institutions often have nothing: no job, no home, sometimes not even ID. So, what happens next?
They step back into society with no support. Apart from one institution, namely Vision and Mission, but there's nothing else. And this morning we examine relapse or reoffending isn't a surprise. It's predictable, even though preventable. And that's policy failure, plain and simple. Post-prison reality and system gaps, what they pose. People leaving prison often have no job, no accommodation, no ID, no support network. Lack of these essentials leads to predictable relapse and reoffending. Policy failure is structural, not a personal feeling of the released individual. Experienced professionals like yours truly losing work continuity demonstrates the gap.
Addiction, crime, and social breakdown can feel like a war. And with current events happening very close to us in Trinidad and Tobago, we know what that feels like. A war on drugs, a war on crime, a war on poverty. In any war, who is the institution or who looks after the wounded, the casualties?
That's our dependency. We're the Red Cross. We don't drop bombs. We tend to casualties. We document the damage done, not to shame, but to understand. And when funding is removed, it's attacking the Red Cross in the middle of the battle. Addiction, crime, and social breakdown equal ongoing war. Red Cross, first responders, tending casualties. Removing emergency care mid-crisis emphasize compassion and documentation, not blame.
And if we were to expand a little bit on this analogy, and I think it is an apt one, given not just what is happening in the world now, today, but what we have experienced as the hosts and producers of this program and as the leaders of an NGO that is looking at addiction, crime, and social breakdown. And in the context of the ongoing war against all of the things that we just mentioned, the war on crime, the war on drugs, the war on social breakdown, Iron Dependency is standing in the gap, as we mentioned in the promo, to address the wounded, the casualties, those who have fallen, people who have no part to play in the war that is going on above their heads and all around them. We are the Red Cross in a war, as we have said. So, if you're attacking the Red Cross in a time of conflict, how do you end that conflict? How do you address the warring parties if those that suffer the consequences of the violence between those two parties is not taken care of? That is our role on Iron Dependency on the radio and as an NGO.
Trinidad and Tobago, you're probably wondering where we're going with this, right? Because we weren't supposed to be here this morning. Again, let me lay this on the table up front. This is not about blaming anyone this morning here. And I'll explain. So don't even bother to think, well, the minister or the ministry and the personnel therein it's not their fault. And I may extend it to government, because government come, government go. There's nothing that went into place to protect NGOs like ours. And you may not like us, you may not find favor with us, some of you, but we can be considered veterans now in this game. It's 2 decades and more. That should be veteran status, right?
Yes.
And everybody in their own specialty. We listen to them on TV, on radio, on sound bites, on different things. Everybody have their specialty. This has been our specialty for the last 20 plus years. And the thing is, we as an NGO, all NGOs, that's what they do, work alongside all governments. And so what has happened to us is not really, maybe, I wouldn't say a plan, but it's because of lack of policy and protection. And it's reached a point where we have to admit that some NGOs get kicked around like football. And this, if not for us here at our Dependency, because we don't know if anybody will listen, but in the military, they trained me to use the chain of command to get what I want. Any old soldier listening could confirm that. Use the chain of command. So you have a goal, you have a problem, you start with maybe a senior private. Then he can't help, you go to the lance corporal, with 1 stripe, you go to the full corporal, 2 stripes. He can't help, you go to the sergeant, you go to the staff sergeant, and then you go to the warrant officer class 2-1, they cannot help. Then you have your OC. If not, then you go to your CO, and you go straight up till you probably reach the chief of defense staff. That's what I learned. So we have tried that, through that road, because we know and we sense something was coming in either way. And I started mentally preparing myself for it, but even though when it happened, Natasha will tell you, I broke down the next day, not the same day, the next day. I just broke down and realized how tired I am. And it reminded me of my deceased colleague, Wayne Chance. How Wayne Chance pleaded for years for somebody to take him seriously. And I thought we would have learned from that. But here it is now, I again find ourselves in this position where we have to open the lines in a short while. And you, the public, we want to reach you this morning. We have a little more to share with you. Why? And I want you to follow us step by step here this morning. Please, follow us. And you be the judge after you hear what we have to share here this morning. You be the judge. Should now the Prime Minister, as we appeal to her this morning, because I'm using the chain of command. We've tried a few people. No need to call any names, but I have tried. God and Natasha are my witnesses. And I just want to go to this go through the chain of command and go to the commander now of the troops, maybe our Prime Minister, to appeal to her this morning, if not for us, but for people coming after us. You know, like somebody's in prison right now and planning their life, and when they come out of prison, if they decide not to go to a vigilant mission, then what else is in place for them? What role does the state have in keeping them off the street and out of prison? Because that's what we say, right? We want to cut down on the recidivism rate. And here it is, you have a soldier trained in weapons, has been doing that, and still cannot get the respect for doing it. It's confusing, and maybe if it can start with this government, where you can now put something in place for people with ambition, like yours truly, who wants to do well for their country and wants to ensure that a lot of people don't walk the road he walked or put his family through what I put my family through. It's as simple as that. Whether Indian, African, Chinese, Syrian, we don't business. We are the Red Cross, and that's what we wanted to do. How come that is not understood? So anybody listening this morning who can ask the Prime Minister if she's inclined to listen, or anyone close to the top, ask them to listen to us this morning and see if there's some bright idea can pop in your head and say, regardless to who he is, regardless to who they are, but let's listen to what they're saying. All right, so the idea is to run through this quickly and then open the lines for you to call. And you be our judge this morning. You be the judge and jury this morning for our dependency. And then somebody can call the Prime Minister and tell her what they heard this morning. Or even the AG or Mr. Padarat or somebody. This is speaking from an NGO point of view. We're not blaming you all, but there's some things that government come, government go that missed. And what's being missed is the people like me with ambition who want to do well for their country are kicked about the place like a football and disrespected. And I put frankly, and I know Natasha tired too, we're tired of it. So we're not blaming anybody here this morning. Let's start with a clean slate. What can we do as a state, as a body, as a government, as a people, in encouraging more people like Garth Sinclair to give up, to do what they're doing right? How can we do that? Isn't that a better way for us to live? No matter the race, creed, color of the person? This is what we. So Natasha, let's go through this quick. I could go on forever.
No, I wanted to talk a little bit more about, before we go to the break, a little bit more about the policy failure that you have identified.
Yes,
in your personal story, because this is not just about Dependency as an institution or as a contributor to national development. This is also a personal story in terms of your work, employment, and what the removal of funding has done to you personally in terms of empowering you to and also supporting you as a man, as a leader, as a husband, as a former soldier, as a former prisoner. How has that impacted you and your prospects for your future based on the work that you have done through Dependency? What is the policy failure or the gap that is preventing you from achieving your
Right,
goals?
so let's go through that. We were called to, and if you could quickly go pull up the document for the Joint Select Committee that we were called to attend. And just to, excuse me people, I just forgot to ask Natasha to keep that on, to KIV, but we were invited to a GSC. We were called to attend a GSC.
An inquiry into the challenges of prisoner re-entry into society and prisoner reintegration. That was the title of and prisoner reintegration services in Trinidad and Tobago. This was in 2019.
Right.
So it was held by the JSC, which is the Joint Select Committee on Social Services and Public Administration.
Good. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, here's why I said I don't blame any government for this or any minister for this, but government needs to start paying attention to this. We were invited, this is Joint Select Committee. The reason you would call us is because you think that we have enough to share with the authorities, thereby to put things into action to prevent. So we outlined how many pages?
It's 5 pages.
5 pages.
That we submitted a written response to the request, and we broke down the response in terms of there's a heading called social, there's a heading called psychological, there's a heading called financial, a heading called services and facilities, policies and laws, public assistance, and some bulleted points under public assistance that speaks to accommodation, registration of skills, probation, expulsion of record, youth training and transformation, wrongful incarceration, compensation, drug rehabilitation.
Right.
a comprehensive document
Comprehensive.
that also leans on God's lived experience as a person who is in recovery from substance abuse and also as a former prisoner.
What more do you want? You got it from the horse's mouth. Now here's the thing about GSCs, and maybe we should take a different approach again to these things. And we are humbly asking. We are not making any demands this morning, but we are humbly asking, dear Prime Minister, that these GSCs, something should come out of them, because if anything had come out of the last one that we did, I would not have been speaking about this morning. We would not have been having this discussion this morning. So which means these GSCs are rushed, sometimes convoluted, and both of them, when they invited us to the first one, we waited, time ran out, and they said, okay, sorry, all the officers are not here this morning, so we'd have to put it off to next week. But when we went the first time, it was just Vision and Mission and Natasha and I. Next thing you know, when we went back to the other one, it had about 8 people there now. 8. And we have a time limit. Now, how can you extract information from, especially people who've been in the war itself? How can you extract information from people like that? The most I got to contribute in that GSC was 5 minutes, if so much, because it's rushed. It was rushed. I'm just to be kind, and I'm saying, and you know, they're picking and choosing who to ask questions, and I was asked one question and never got a chance to respond or elaborate, and so we thinking, okay, well, they have the document.
Maybe
maybe that may work. They will go through it afterwards. Now, I don't know if in the document I complimented some people, even from the United National Congress, for assisting us on our journey. This is what the lack of policy creates, folks. A gap for this person come, they like it, they go ahead with it. When the next person come, they don't like it, you just get a letter and say goodbye. And it should not be like that. And this is what a Joint Select Committee is supposed to extract from people who've been in the vineyard, been in the war. I could tell you what it sounds like for a round of ammunition to a projectile to hit 5 feet away from me. I could tell you that. I could tell you what it's like to go in a planning and buy crack cocaine, and as you're coming down, you see somebody jack you up with a knife to take it from you. I could tell you about that. I could tell you how it starts, how it gets there. So, to answer the question, nothing comes out of this valuable information that we share, and that should change. Meaning, when I left prison, let me just tell you, when I left prison, or while I was in prison, my mom was losing her mind because she didn't know what I was going to do when I left prison. I had to go back home to her place. And I know she was scared of that. But I know I had made up my mind when I left prison, before I left prison, that I was done with the life. Prison woke me up, not rehab, prison. And the Kaiso Monarch Golden Group 1991, that's on record, you can check that if they want. Yeah, I'm the Kaiso Monarch. Because from in prison, I decided, and I wrote my mom a letter telling her that, if it's one thing I must do, Mom, is sing Calypso. That's in the letter, I have it still. But when I left prison, I knew I had made up my mind to do it right. Thankfully, a couple by the name of Rachel and Patrick Valadere came and picked me up as I walked out of Frederick Street Prison. They were the owners of Gym at Val Park, and I was an instructor there, and they decided I was too good to waste. And these two French girls, people came and picked me up, and they got an apartment for me and gave me a start. Thankfully, there were at least 2 people who felt that I was too good to waste, and they gave me a start. Now, everybody leaving prison don't have that opportunity.
Correct. You're very, very fortunate. They are not I think we could probably count on both our hands and feet the number of people who
Right.
have left prison with that kind of support.
Yes. So, because they don't have that opportunity now, there's Vision and Mission, but if Vision and Mission cannot take them, if Vision and Mission overfull, they bursting at the seams with clients. But if this person decide, well, no, I have a wife and family waiting on me. I going back home to my family. Now, when I go back home to my family, or when I'm released, what role does the state have if I decide I want to do what Garth Sinclair doing? Because while I was in prison, we used to get newspaper clippings and, the radio station broadcasted sometimes, and we hearing Garth and we outside here. And okay, how are you helping my upward growth development to encourage somebody else leaving prison? And that's why we're
also-
here this morning.
And also someone who's leaving prison, perhaps who has a substance use disorder, which adds another layer of complexity to the situation because, and Garth and I were talking about this the other day, had he returned to his mother's home instead of being offered an apartment by this couple, his life may have turned out quite differently, and also his mother's life.
Yeah.
Because she was, I don't think, unprepared. As he mentioned, she was terrified, but she was equally unprepared to deal with a son who has just come out of prison and who is in recovery from drug use
And don't forget military training.
and military trained. Okay, so
Isn't that something to...
who is responsible for preparing the families, because reintegration is a very complex and layered thing that requires the input of a lot of different agencies and ministries and institutions.
So what role does the state have in helping me to do that, rather than frustrating me and putting me back instead of helping me? Because on our journey, we have met some really horrible people.
Yes.
And when I tell you Trinidad and Tobago, horrible, we could do a whole program on horrible people we've met on our dependency. I'm telling you. And I'm saying, but wait now, this is not what society wants. I was out of this country, I was gone. I decided to listen to the call, all hands on deck, all shoulders to the wheel, all who abroad and who. And I called Natasha one time, I said, yes, this is what I want to do. And so we started doing drug demand reduction and prevention lectures. And this is grounded in lived experience, not theory, not slogans, real experience, real consequences. 20 years of trust across schools, prisons, and communities. We reached people policy alone cannot. And drug demand reduction prevention lectures based on lived experience impact that we span schools, prisons, families, and communities. Lived experience resonates where policy statistics alone do not. So 20 years of trust and knowledge built in communities. We have put in the work, haven't we not, Trinidad and Tobago? As I said, you are judge and jury this morning, and somebody will call Miss Jolene John or Miss Cameron and ask them, or Mr. Padaras, and ask them to take into consideration what they've been doing for Trinidad and Tobago. And I did it from my heart. Trinidad and Tobago, I was sick bad, And when I hear my Prime Minister talk about drug demand reduction and drug trafficking and human trafficking, we've been dealing with that before even Conduct Trafficking Unit was a thing,
Correct. And we not only dealing in the real experience and the real consequences of these crimes that are spoken about on the platforms. We are dealing with the people who are, again, to go back to the war analogy, we are tending to the wounded, to the casualties. And if you remove the funding from an organization like our Dependency, aka Red Cross, in this so-called war on drugs, you're not stopping. The war is not going to stop if the Red Cross is being hit. That doesn't stop the war,
So we'll do that survey this morning with you in the next 5 minutes. I just wanted your opinion on what Dependency have been doing for you, what they've done for Trinidad and Tobago, and should NGOs like ours and people behind me want to do the same thing because we need soldiers in this war right now. And if there are people out there who need to join the medics and help us fight this very war that we speak about. Marijuana was decriminalized in this country, and a state rehab center was shut down. Are you all understanding what's going on in this country right now with young people? I have the receipts, you know. I'm not lying, you know. I'm not making this up, Trinidad and Tobago. I have the receipts. We have the receipts. This is bad right now. I don't know who's selling what kind of weed out there, or what is this they're putting in these substances right now. That children under 20, just this week, I got a call from my father again, just last week. And now I'm finding more fathers calling. Long ago, more mothers, more fathers calling now, folks. And everybody have the same symptom. You know what it is? And when the child smoke, they get aggressive, start cursing and mashing up the place and cursing their parents. And imagine children cursing parents. So people, it's real out there. And I came from a place that I never thought I would have escaped the grip of this demon. When New Life Ministries kicked me out for the second time, my mother came to pick me up. I will never forget this. And from the time she walked through the door, the car dropped us in front of our home, and she walked through the front door. When she turned on, I was gone. You know? I was gone. Straight to Monrepo. Unfortunately, she got knocked down when that happened. Because when she turned on, she didn't see me. Now, imagine your mother experiencing that. I know that I put my mother through, you know, and I don't want any mother in this country, Trinidad and Tobago, whether you're from Pinal or Barkpaw, or Tobago, or Rio Claro, or Port of Spain, Woodbrook. I don't want no mother to experience what my mother experienced, you know. That is why we're doing this. And if our only sin was to let's go to a break. But if our only sin was to call out then opposition for the independence faux pas when they were in opposition, then I spoke about that from a soldier's point of view. I know what it's like for a soldier to stand at attention on that tarmac and look up in the stand, the grandstand, and see all the officials of Trinidad and Tobago looking at us. That's a nice feeling. And we shouldn't mess with that. And if this opposition this time do the same thing, once we have a voice, we call them out too. Because they cannot think to call you all out, and they're going to do the same thing when the next independence parade coming around. So we're working out for that. And I carried live here on 995.5 for the station most of the time. So let's go to a break, and we come back with your calls, and we'll speak in between. But we want to hear from you now. Right, Natasha? Ready? Mm-hmm. We want to hear from you now. Tell us, should somebody reach out to those in authority and say, hey, assist, and if it has to do with funding from any ministry, we could actually, once we have dialogue, point where they could find the funding from. We can tell them. But problem in Trinidad and Tobago, folks, there's no dialogue. All you get is an email or a letter.
Or a letter. That's the only thing that is finalized in black and white when they want to bust your throat.
But we are subjected to that, and I'm saying that as veterans, they should have a little more respect now and gratitude, because ironically, all we've achieved for Trinidad and Tobago is under this government. And that's the irony about this whole thing. And we have the receipts to prove that. Anybody could challenge us on that. We're willing to accept the challenge to prove that all the tangibles we produced for Trinidad and Tobago was between 2010 and 2015. I don't know what happened after that. It's fight evermore. I spent 9 years fighting.
Which is precisely why we are saying that it matters not who is in office. It shouldn't matter who is in office. Once you have an institution, agency that is doing the work that is required to address the big policy issues that the politicians would outline, it shouldn't matter on which side they stand. because we're not standing on any side. Again, we are the Red Cross. We don't have any affiliation to any political party.
Exactly. We looking out for everybody from
Our
every political
concern
party.
is
That's
the
what we're doing.
casualties of these large issues: crime, poverty, drug abuse, drug trafficking, human trafficking. We are concerning ourselves with the casualties, the wounded, the persons who are affected in a real sense by these large social issues. That has nothing to do with political affiliation.
We promote every ministry that we cover here, and we have been doing it for the last 24 years. Social development, education, health, national security. Everything that falls under national security. So this time it's Homeland Defense. We've done it all for all. So if the Commander-in-Chief now could consider, rather than painting a picture on us, because we're broadcasting from this frequency. My mic is off. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm broadcasting from this frequency, wherever we're doing it from. Let's look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is we're looking out for UNC, PNM, everybody's children. No one is exempt. Let's go to a break, and when we return...
Before you do, we want to say a little something about the individual who's...
Ready?
Harvey?
Oh, yes. You know, folks, we just celebrated our 31st,
No,
the
not
31st of December, we celebrated our 14th anniversary, right? Here where we came from, right? When Natasha and I started this program, you know, people didn't expect us to get married.
I didn't
So
even
14 years ago...
to be honest.
Oh, shut up. 14 years ago, we announced when we were in the evening time that we are going to get married. Or we thinking about it or something like that. But Harvey Boris called in and Harvey said, hello, I'm supporting this. And anytime you're ready, just let me know. You're going to get to the reception at
Alicia's Palace.
Alicia's Palace on the hill in Chancellor. That was 14 years ago, folks. So we never make a big hullabaloo about our anniversary, but think about it. Two people started off as friends here, right here on this frequency, and traveled that journey together, got married, and still doing the work, and still putting in the work. That's not something to admire. Why are you shooting that? That's longevity. That's stick-to-itiveness. That is what you want. That is what most governments and prime ministers ask for, ain't it? So Harvey called in and Harvey and that brother has... We need more people like Harvey. We need more Harvey Boyces in Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
Harvey Boyce is what you call a public servant.
Yes.
If you look in the dictionary on a public servant, you might see Harvey picture smiling. He is a public servant, and he serves everybody. And he gave us his place, and we got married there. We got married right on this program. Come on, we need to do better by each other. We're not the enemy. Let's go to a break and show you one of Harvey's businesses.
Yes.
And we come back with your calls. All right? Stay right there.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
All right, folks.
So
Thank you for staying with us.
Yes, we
So
want
let's
to
hear from you.
continue our conversation and take your calls while we're
Yes.
doing so. 622-3937 is
Because
the
I
number to
could
call.
talk 2 hours straight.
But we also, in between, we want to share some information about what we do. What does Iron Dependency actually provide? Apart from our radio programming, we do offer lectures. We do have those lectures are built result on
One of the obvious signs
You take at least 10 calls first and then do that and take an next 10.
is
And
aggression, whether in
right, let's go. Hello, good morning.
in younger adults that
Morning.
they've learned
Hello?
behaviorally that in order to express that sense of depression, their sadness, they don't say, well, gee, Teresa, I'm really sad.
Yeah.
No, they get violent. They ignore and they
Hello, good morning.
out the feeling because they've never been taught to go deeper into that.
I'm here talking in the
And to me,
background.
that's what we have to face.
I'm not hearing
in
anybody.
our
You know.
faith
Yeah,
communities,
hearing
in our
something running in the
schools, in our
background, but it's
families,
not.
is can I understand
Actually,
the
I'm hearing
misbehavior
this.
as a form of communication and be
Hello?
outsmart
Hello, good
Not
morning.
hearing them.
individuals into just being present to them.
I'm hearing this TV.
Besides the panic, besides the anxiety and depression, we're also seeing
Sorry about that. Have a little patience with us. 622-3937. Please try again. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
morning.
Good morning.
First caller, Kat and Natasha.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Same to you.
Yeah. You're talking about youth today, but long time, right? You hardly used to see
Larry,
girls
right
that
now
been
we're doing a
talking young
survey.
boys, like
Right now, no, sorry. Right now, sorry, Larry. Right now we're doing a survey on dependency. Let's stick with that. Let's keep it short and simple, so at least those in authority can hear if this program means anything to you. All right? Go ahead. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, God. Did I get cut off? Were you all hearing me?
We hearing you now. Yes, we have an
Right. Happy New Year to you both.
Same to you.
Much love to you. And I am one asking this government to keep IOD on air. It is very, very necessary for the society that we have today. God bless you all. I'm here with you all the years. So
Thank you
I'm
very
wishing and hoping that ID would stay on air. Much love to you all.
Thank you very much, my dear. 622-3937. It's your turn. You tell us, you talk to them for us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gas. Good morning, Natasha.
Morning.
This is Junior here. How you doing, man?
Hey, Junior, how you doing, man?
Blessings, man. Yeah, man. I 100%, God, I know your heart, and I pray that good sense prevails, and something that is so important and necessary to our country at this time, in everything that's happening, be kept on and used as a tool. As a matter of fact, not just be kept on, but be integrated in some way as a tool in the ecosystem of Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah.
Thank you, my brother.
So God's blessings to you, brother. We'll talk soon.
Yes.
Happy New Year to both of you.
Same to you, my brother.
Take care.
And those
All
of
the
you
best.
who never called the program before, this is your opportunity. Once you get in, give us a call. 622-3937. Good morning.
So tell us if our independency is still relevant. Have we helped someone, you or someone you know, and how should society support people leaving prison or recovering from addiction?
You can also send your message via Facebook and YouTube as well. Right? 622-3937. Good morning.
Good morning to Gata and Natasha.
Morning, yeah.
A healthy and wealthy New Year to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hi, morning.
What you got to?
Happy New Year to you and your family.
Thank you,
Same
sir.
to you.
I want to extend best wishes to you all, and I pray that this program continues. It seems that everything that is good seems to be shut down. Please, I'm begging whoever is in authority to assist you all with this venture. I don't think we'll ever have anything to come better than this. So, God bless you all, and best of luck.
Thank you very much,
We
sir.
continue to listen, and this is the first time I'm calling into your program.
Wow.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much. Thanks a lot.
God bless you all.
Same to you, man. Okay, bye-bye. 622-3937. Good morning.
Hi, God. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, morning. Happy New
How
Year
you all
to you.
doing?
Good, good. Hey, Papa Chips.
Yes, my name is Winston Peters. This is the first time I ever called on your program.
Yes.
Apart from actually being on it.
Yes.
And I am calling. Well, let me tell you, first of all, Happy New Year to everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, yourselves. And let me start by saying not only do I like your program, I love the both of you. And you are very aware of that.
Yes.
Right. I love you guys, and you are doing a magnificent job. And the question at hand is, do you think that the program is relevant? I think that the program is more relevant today than the day it started. I think it's a very, very good intervention in human frailties. And I love what you are doing. There is only one addendum that I want to put that, and I spoke to you about this off air before. I would like to see Ion Dependency pay a little more attention, not only to people who have committed crime, but also the people whose crime have been committed against. We need to hear their point of view as well. And that is the only, little glitch, if there is any, that I would say that I am not hearing sufficient of. But in terms of endorsing your program, I think the program should be financed by the government, because you are actually doing what is a governmental duty. You're doing a great job. Your intervention into the things that you have done, and I know continue to do, should be highlighted. It should be encouraged. It should be encouraged by civil society, actually.
All right.
So
let me take a break.
The short answer is I love it, and yes, it needs to be continued.
Thank
Papa
you
Dips?
very much.
Yes.
Sapa, I want to thank you very much. I know, as you said, you never called Dependency before. All the years
No.
you've been on.
No, I never did. I listen to it all the time.
Yes, but we
But
take
I
note.
never called.
We take note of your concern and
Yes.
what you said.
Yes.
And we will deal with that.
And I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Good program, that. I wish everything work out well there.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks a lot.
All the best.
Take care.
Thank you. Before we go to the next call, I just wanted to share some of the agencies that have sponsored Iron Dependency over the years, in one way or another, whether airtime or otherwise. This is a kind of long list, but I'll go through it. Ministry of Justice, Ministry of National Security, Counter Trafficking Unit, Ministry of Health, National Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention Program, Ministry of Social Development, Ministry of Trade and Industry, Ministry of Tourism, Tourism Trinidad, Tobago House of Assembly, National Lotteries Control Board, Guardian Group, Beacon Insurance, Agricola Credit Union, Digicel, Amalgamated Security Services Limited, Toyota Trinidad and Tobago Limited, and First Citizens Bank.
Right. And these were along the way. But again, once one personnel change to the next, because everybody is not on the same wavelength with this drug demand reduction journey.
Correct.
Let's go again to the calls. 622-3937, 622-3937. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I am Dependency.
Welcome.
Yes, I am a first-time caller, forever listener. I want to say Happy New Year to Garth and your wife, Natasha. As a citizen, this program has enlightened me on things that I would have never learned about. Drug abuse, the subculture of human trafficking, the idea of people transporting drugs and getting caught, and the consequences. And if it wasn't for this program, I would not have known. You have educated me, enlightened me, you have sensitized me. Because now I'm looking at people differently. I treat people differently. Because I know I have a wealth of knowledge now that was only given to me because of this program. And I'm just hoping that support from from private and public sectors would help get this program running. Because as an elder citizen, it has helped me far more for the younger. I hope you continue. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sister. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, tell us what you think.
I don't tell you what I think. I have experience being exposed and being equipped with being able to handle persons who have been a victim or who have been also, experienced that drug abuse, who have experienced domestic violence, who have experienced some sort of sexual assault. I have been equipped to deal with them, to be able to empathize, to sympathize. I think that, you all educated so much of us outside here and help us to understand how to deal with the situation. You also have created small pocket of counselors who was able to deal with this and understand the thing that happening. Because people like myself, I listen every single Sunday, and I am blown away by the enthusiasm that you all have to continue doing this, but being denied and something so important is unimaginable. So for somebody to refuse sponsorship or try to shut down something like this. But I always urge you all to expand and go in different areas and try to reach more urban radio stations, and to partner with people like Republic Bank with Encash. Give the public ability to transfer cash to your account easily. You all could get those as sponsorship because, the public is listening there and they want to contribute. But make our medium so to do it as easy as possible so you all could continue doing such an amazing job that you all have been doing so far. So you all really important us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot for that. 622-3937. Hello, good morning. It's your turn. You're the judge and jury this morning, and we ask those in authority
good morning,
listening
Garth and Natasha.
to speak up to the Prime Minister.
Well, it's always a wonderful job, and the stand I take with you and Natasha is the neutral stand you take. And there'll be a fight between that, because most time announcers and stations want to take a side in Trinidad, and a lot of people like that. But you see, if you're neutral, they will find you so effective, But I said today is that the fight against what you all mentioned, you see this drug thing in Trinidad, is created out of the police. And that started over 60, 70 years ago. It's getting worse now. And right now, it seems like it's a tradition in Trinidad. Because when I see young fellas 14, 15 years on drug, it amazes me that what's going on. And this is what Natasha said. This is not about government. Government come, government go. You have to legislate, strict legislation. And before I close, you have to have draconian measures. Because if you do the crime, serve the time. And this is what Trinidad had to get there. Because Trinidad people are reckless. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing that one thing I've discovered that a lot of people really don't know the intricacies of substance use and substance users and persons suffering from substance use disorder. Let me just put it that way now, because there's a different term we're trying to use now to describe the language is being adjusted and modernized to suit. But persons suffering with substance use disorder, it's a hard fight, Trinidad and Tobago. It's a hard fight. And anybody you see can walk away from it and turn around now and try to help. I am asking you, it doesn't matter what side of the fence they're on. It doesn't matter if they're wearing yellow or red or green or blue or white. What we should consider, they're a person and they're a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. And anybody from either side, and we've helped people without asking a question. So all we're asking for now is for that work that we've put in to be respected and treated with a little more courtesy and reverence, because what we produce, this government should actually be proud of it because it was produced under their watch. We have a film that can still be relevant and shown in every school today. We tried to do that for in the last administration, and it just could not pull it off. And we were hoping at this time, it could happen. So we can hit the schools. My forte doing lectures, I've done it for the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, and I'm saying this with my whole chest here this morning. Ask anybody in the Defense Force, the last time I got to do lectures for them, how I impacted them. Or even the police or the prisons.
And even before he started doing that, he was employed with the Civilian Conservation Corps. And the number of lives, young people's lives that he has touched, people still meet him on the street today and say, Mr. Sinclair, I remember you,
Yeah,
he might not remember that, but they remember him because of the impact that he had.
You all want to shoot a citizen like that and discourage a citizen like that? I could relapse if that happens because of that, if I take on this too much. That's what you all want to see? You all want to see me relapse? I have fought it off for so long. Natasha will tell you that. I've fought off relapsing for so long, but I could have done it many times. But who would have cared? The better way is this way. appeal. So I'm using the chain of command now and asking the Prime Minister to protect people like her citizens, like us.
And all you think about me now, because if this man relapse,
Yeah, well,
what
Natasha,
is going to
yeah.
befall me?
Oh God, yeah. You're in trouble.
Exactly.
She's in trouble
We
if I relapse.
don't want that.
Yeah,
we don't want it.
And Natasha fought too hard to keep me sane and fought against those who fought against her because of her mother, Hazel Brown. Like if she made her mother. She didn't make her mother. But she was hated
She
in some
made me
quarters.
though.
You know, it's sad. Let's go back to the lines again. We take 5 more, go to a break and come back again. And, all right, let's go. Hello, good morning. Tell us.
Good morning, God and Natasha.
Morning.
Morning.
New Year. Happy New and all the best. I am going to be very short. I really don't call you. I don't call in because most times just says when I am in church. But I will play you when I come home. So I hear everything you say. All the best. I wish you cries fall on solid ground. And I wish you all the best, and I hope that we continue to hear you. I have learned a lot. I came from the services, so I've learned a lot, and thanks a lot to you and Natasha. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 6223937. Hello. Good morning.
Morning to the St. Clairs.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, man. God, you're something good, man.
Thank you very much.
Natasha, God will find a way. Happy Boris always there to help. With a big heart. Mr. Sinclair, the program have been informative to every Trinbagonian in Trinidad and Tobago for the 24 years. I'm going to say this is the first time on the radio. The shadow of fear of the U.S. Embassy, I met him in the barber shop. The Caucasian guy. You all had him on your program. I think evening. So one of the most, yes.
Yeah.
One of the nicest people he say, an affable and funny guy you have ever met, is God Sinclair. Another guy when he all was up in TTT, and a friend of mine. People always have good things to say about your husband, Natasha.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, up in Marval Road, probably you all might return there because I hear that a cleaning out is going to start there as well too. People are saying that they're going to be unemployed from Monday up on Marval Road. So probably they might send you all I'm urging the Prime Minister to find a slot for you all there. Right? Back up on Marval Road if it has to come to that. Right? People like you and Mr. Boris, Harvey Boris, I'm not just saying that. Right? And my brother, Fitzgerald Hines, even though they try to put him against me, you all have a big heart. And you all help so long as you all can help, so long as there's not no ratchet fee or dishonest things. Right? And we have to understand, I keep saying on the radio, I don't want nobody to judge me by my politics, and I know to compartmentalize things. Doesn't matter who you belong to. We have to learn in Trinidad and Tobago that regardless of what side we belong to, there are some people who are just genuinely want to help and do good. And we have to understand that we put things in place. Harvey Boris is one, God Sinclair is one, and the late Wayne Chance. And we have to learn to think big, look down the road and say, hey, here what? You see these brothers, I want them on my team, regardless if they was not a part of my team. And until we reach that maturity in Trinidad, the small-mindedness will continue. But I'll end by saying again, God and Natasha, you be strong. And as I say, your skills and talent, the world need it. But I would say I'm not a glutton to punishment. But everybody's personality is different. And when people don't appreciate me, I just move on quick. But God, as I say, God has ordained you to do what you have to do. And I am certain, God, and you and your wifey, and you ain't going on no relapse. And tell Dominic Hardy that I think it's Dominic Hardy was that calling that helped out Sheldon Sketch. Tell them I said hello, and they are real good people in Trinidad and Tobago who love you, God, and I love you, and you will do well, and you will not relapse. And if it end in here, up on Marval Road, we go check yes next week Sunday for the clearing all day. So you're gonna be employed there from next week. Thanks, God and Natasha. Bye bye.
Before we go to the next call, let me just share some of the partner organizations that we have.
Okay.
that have supported the work that we do, not just on the radio, but other projects that we've been involved in. The Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Armed Forces Veterans Association, the National Drug Council, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, Rebirth House, Serenity Place Empowerment Center for Women, New Life Ministries, Vision on Mission, the Prison Radio Association, the British High Commission, Port of Spain, the Trinidad and Tobago High Commission, London, the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, the Civilian Conservation Corps, the Military-Led Academic Training Program, MILAT, the Ministry of Labor, the Office of the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and the Judiciary of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep.
Have all partnered with us
Just want to
for
make
various.
correction. It's not Dominic Hadid, it's Robert Haddad. Or
Yes,
Hadko.
Haddad.
That's the one who...
Haddad, not Hadid.
Haddad.
Hadid is someone entirely different. Actually,
Yes.
it has a connection to me personally, but
So
we
all,
won't
you
go
all
there.
send your keep sending your messages to Facebook and YouTube. Thank you those of you who just joining us, and you know we really appreciate. We're going to go to a break, and we come back. We have until 10 to 12 with your call. So we have let's do this. We want to hear from you. I want to say this. Think about this. What's so ironic about this? And I'm feeling like, you know, there's a thing called double jeopardy.
Mm.
What's so ironic that all the things that we've achieved for Trinidad and Tobago is under Ms. Kamala Prasad says that this is what I appealed to her this morning, because I don't think I don't think she knows. And I want her to know. This is not about the ministry. This is not about the minister.
No.
It's not about the PS. It's not about them. We don't have a policy. No one carved anything in stone, so that once you start going a checklist when government changes, hey, this is an NGO that has been working on behalf of the people of Trinidad and Tobago for decades. They have a proven track record, and anything we ask them for, they could present at a click of a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
We have the archive, we have the records, we've done everything. The money we've gotten, we spent it, like that radio station. We got $500,000, and we had to produce an entire radio station with just that, and we did. And we have the receipts to show that happened in the Ministry of Justice. Up to now, from the time Ms. Trudy Lewis settled down as PS, we reached out to her. We have the email to prove it. We have reached out to people, folks. We have tried. Because, like I said, it's not that we just decide to come and complain without trying first. We complied. Well, we're complaining now that we think a better can be done by citizens who are proven that they're for Trinidad and Tobago. Let's go to that break. We'll return right here with your calls.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Thank you for staying with us. We are awaiting another.
Yes, we're waiting on your calls now.
On
and
your calls,
we
yes.
could go back to the lines one time.
Mhm.
Hello, 622-3937. Hello.
Lagat, I'm right here.
You there?
Yep.
Oh, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Good morning, Gus and Natasha.
Randy
first of all-
Half-Right.
Yep, in the living color. First of all, I want to thank you all. I'm a senior, and you will be surprised how much knowledge that I gain, because you gave us insight into the other side of the world. I mean, we didn't know about a lot of things, and hearing the reality program. I mean, we see TV and we say, why can't it be like? And I said, this is the reality of Trinidad and Tobago. And unfortunately, or fortunately, you get to show us the ugly side of it, and not leaving it as ugly, leaving it with a resolution, with a possible solution. But we have to act. First of all, Gus and Natasha, I wanted to do one thing for me: know your worth. know how important you are and know your worth. You're not just a radio program. As you know, I have reached out to you on several occasions, taking advice on how to deal with people. And I agree with Gypsy when he says, don't leave the program to the victims. You have families, you have people who just don't know what to do.
Yes.
And you give them a little insight. Sometimes we have to go a little further. For me, I may not be as important or as big as you all are having a program, but people can be of service. And when you hit the Red Cross this morning, hit a sore point at me, or, because we can all help in various ways.
Yes.
But to you all, I would say know your worth, know where you stand, and I am sure, because I got some figures from you guys, and I know it probably be more, but it is pennies towards somebody's saving somebody's life. And you all have done that on numerous occasions, not by just what you say, by guiding us on how to deal with it. People don't understand that. We forget, it's always the victim. Yeah, everybody has a father, a mother, a brother, and a sister, or cousin or aunt who has dealt with drugs or dealt with various things. And these are the people that are most troubled, because guess what? When you go to jail or when you on drugs, who are the people that are lives most miserable? The family. And you have guided us in understanding what to do, not doing the right thing. I mean, everybody's circumstance is different, but at least you gave us the start. So let me start by saying thank you. Please don't give up hope. Know your worth and go forward. It will land on a good air, I assure you. And if the public of Trinidad and Tobago want it, they will get it. And if everybody has to put $1 towards a life you saved, I'm sure you could go on for a couple of years. Have a great year. Just be successful. That's all I'm asking. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks a lot. Brilliant contribution. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Can I share in between some of our achievements? For those who may not be aware, we have had some notable achievements throughout our lifespan. They include mission, advocacy, and projects that have had national and regional and international acclaim. Our missions to the UK, the US, and Canada from 2009 to 2017. These included interviews with incarcerated drug mules, with recovering addicts, with corrections personnel, with law enforcement personnel, with child care and protection personnel, with drug treatment court personnel, with anti-doping in sport personnel, with gambling addiction workers. And all of those interviews were broadcast on Ion Dependency. That's one. We have referred dozens of addicts for admission into drug treatment at Rebirth House, New Life Ministries, and Serenity Place Empowerment Center. We have facilitated the enrollment of 25 young people from Beetham Gardens to the Civilian Conservation Corps. We have advocated for the establishment of drug treatment courts. There are now 2 in San Fernando and Tunapuna. We've advocated for and was successful in setting up a drug treatment facility at the Eastern Correctional Facility, which was managed by New Life Ministries. We've advocated for the establishment of residential drug treatment facility in Tobago, managed by the THA and located at the Old Scarborough General Hospital. And we also conducted 2 outside broadcasts in Tobago to this end. In 2012, with the guidance from the Prison Radio Association in the UK and in partnership with the Ministry of Justice and the Prison Service, a radio station was established at the maximum security prison in Aruca called Rise Maximum Radio. We were the executive producer of Trafficked in 2015, an award-winning feature-length film based on the true story of 3 young people forced to be drug mules, a story which was gathered during an Ion Dependency mission to the UK. The U.S. State Department's 2017 report on trafficking in persons recognized the valuable use of Trafficked, the film, as an educational tool by the Counter-Trafficking Unit, which assisted in the elevation of Trinidad and Tobago to Tier 2 on the Trafficking in Persons watch list.
You all heard that, people? You all heard that? And I keep
And I ain't
harping on
finished
this
yet,
issue. I know. But I just want to make sure people heard that. I'm
Yeah, I
not
could read it
harping on
again.
this issue, but read it again for them. And you can go check, Google it.
The U.S. State Department's 2017 report on trafficking in persons recognized the valuable use of Trafficked, the film, as an educational tool by the Counter-Trafficking Unit, which assisted in the elevation of Trinidad and Tobago to Tier 2 on the Trafficking in Persons watch list. We were invited to sit on the steering committee for Citizen True, a project of the Office of the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The program used attendees from Iron Dependency's Ready, Set, Grow 2019 event for students transitioning from primary to secondary school. 25 Citizen True participants graduated from the 2-year program in 2023, matching the presidential term of Her Excellency Paula May Weeks. We produced and hosted an 11-part radio series in 2020, marking the 50th anniversary of the 1970 military mutiny and Black Power Revolution in Trinidad and Tobago. We produced and hosted a 40-minute documentary in 2021 called The Story of Maria, relating the account of a Venezuelan teenager smuggled into Trinidad and Tobago for the purpose of sex trafficking. We produced and hosted a 13 30-minute episodes of Iron Dependency TV in 2021, which was broadcast live on TV6 and online, featuring a range of health-related topics such as addiction, NCDs, cancers in men and women, and HIV/AIDS. We hosted a fundraiser at IMAX in 2023 using the film Sound of Freedom. We screened the feature film Trafficked in Kingston, Jamaica in June 2025 to audiences including NGOs, national security stakeholders, and youth, with support of the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, the TNT High Commission to Jamaica, Film TT, Caribbean Airlines, and NLCB.
Let's go back to the line.
Mm-hmm.
6223937. What has Independency done for you? And should someone appeal on our behalf to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago to have some dialogue with us? So anybody designate to have some dialogue with us, and let's see how we could continue to be the Red Cross in this war. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Gat and Natasha.
Morning,
Gat and Natasha. Nice to hear your voices on another Sunday. Wishing the both of you all the best for 2026.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Well, let me say, for the sake of the listening audience, I'm a serving member of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service.
Okay.
And a lot of information that I have obtained from the Eye on Dependency program over the years has governed how I interact with drug addicts in our prison system and how I view drug addiction in general, right? And prison officers are generally not trained in the area of drug addiction, at least at the recruit level, right? I mean, a lot of what we learn on the fly, right? And I remember as a young recruit, I witnessed which we all term withdrawal symptoms. And I had absolutely no idea at the time what I was dealing with. But today, because of what I have learned from your program, Iron Dependency, I now know what a withdrawal symptom looks like and can give advice accordingly, right? I have to give kudos to the present prison administration for having a drug rehab support program in our nation's prison. However, I would still advise that the officers carrying out these programs still tune into Eye on Dependency to learn even more, which may not have been covered in their official training syllabus, right? And in closing, I want to address that Eye on Dependency is the only radio program that I am aware of that deals specifically, that talks directly to servicemen and to walk that very straight line. And sometimes that line becomes a very thin line, right? And I am very much aware of your lectures at our prison training college. And let me say that the feedback that I have gotten from officers is that you have had an impact on them. And that I hope that with the upcoming batch of recruits that they will be taking on, that you would have another opportunity to lecture to them and to talk to them so that they could preserve their careers. Because I've seen too many officers go down the chute of lawlessness. And I believe that your lectures, Mr. Sinclair, have saved a lot of careers, right? So, and I hope that the authorities are listening, that you become a staple at our prison training college, right? So I wish you all the best, Mr. Sinclair and Natasha, and hope that things work out as it should.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks very much for your call. 622-3937.
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello, morning. Hey, a pleasant good morning, happy New Year to God and the other name,
Natasha?
I want to it is, but you know, I was listening to your program. I'm calling. I listened to I got a piece of the program, and I got a piece of what the last guy said just now.
Mm-hmm.
I know your program is so practical and connected, and I know we need really to have more practical, connected programs, because you know what I observe, even in the people, children, and so on, who attend like even the different religious denominations and so on. You know, for some reason, like a lot of the leaders just fail to connect stories to real life. You know, they're kind of a little bit abstract. They're trying their best, but you know, when it doesn't have an experience, and I can remember some years ago, a guy asked a question. He said, who do you think is the better minister? Somebody who came straight from home, a home where he never saw, where he grew up, what we call in the, what we are accustomed with, right? Or for all outside there and know what it like to be outside there and jog there in the world and then come in. And then at the end of the time, the two people, they really have two different experiences, You can say what you want. The person outside there and experience it firsthand, there'll be a person able to touch and connect with you more live. But I mean, everybody has got their experience. Some of us don't come back from outside there. But at the end of the day, you know, your program happened to be able to share that experience, and it's really touching and true. So may God give you and all of us, with the callers, the listeners, everybody, that strength and health to continue and to encourage, because we're really in a crisis there, mentally, socially, otherwise, not only in China, but across the world as a whole. I don't know, oftentimes I hear Mr. Trump talking about the drugs thing so much, and at the end of the day, even though people are aligned in the correct way, you can have what drugs they want, they will sell. But you can't hide any bad behavior or drugs from anybody. You know, it needs to be the individual himself have to make this transformation by whatever means and by other people's assistance to really not partake of these things. But that always be in the world. So have a blessed one, and may, as we continue to ask for health and strength and to say the right words, the correct words to touch the people in the way we supposed to touch them.
Yes, brother.
Blessings, man. All blessings the rest of the year, and you, your family, and everybody who support you and support all of us. Bye.
Well said.
Thank you.
You know, this topic is not really a sexy topic. It's not politics.
It's not.
So it's not an opportunity for people to call and bash either side. We never presented that for people. And I think to stick with this journey, even though we knew it wasn't a sexy topic, to me that should be observed as well. That should be acknowledged.
Yes,
And
agreed.
and just yesterday, remember, we met Mr. Philip Alexander, and it's so ironic that he would ask me, "You still doing the program on the radio?" And I saying, "Look," and his years I have not seen him, and I've reached out to him too as well, because I don't want to really detain him yesterday because he had his children. It looked like it was some family time, but I'm familiar with him for years. We used to work out in the same gym, and look, he familiar with the program that we've been doing. So
yeah, a lot of people have been reached and touched by our programming, and just to touch on the fact that our archive of broadcasting, which spans 20 years, beyond the lectures and the live outreach that we do, the archive is not just the archive of conversations, of lessons, of stories of recovery, is really national institutional memory on this topic. It's not nostalgic, but it can be used as a resource for prisons, for schools, for NGOs, for workplaces, and it is knowledge that we have already paid for in lives, in prison, in funerals. The archive that Ion Dependency has is a national resource. It is institutional memory. And it can be packaged for NGOs, for schools, for workplaces. This is how we can be used, how the content can be used for national development. I just wanted to put that in, because it's not as if our coming on the radio every week is a static thing. The archive that we have been on radio, God, I don't know if we ever counted the number of times we would have been on air. Every week for the last 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Every week.
And we've highlighted the work of every ministry. It falls under our purview.
How can a government or an agency maximize on that institutional memory on this topic and many others, not just drug abuse, because of course we touch other topics as well. This archive needs to be preserved, and it cannot be done without support. So that's what we are here to argue for this morning.
Yeah, I think we should again, a policy should be put in place and understand the good from the bad. When the sifting starts, regardless of what others say, it may not like us, but we speak to you and your children too. We speak for you and your children, because whatever side you're on, you have children going to school. You have nieces, you have nephews, you have grandchildren. They're exposed to substance abuse as well. And just to hear a prison officer, and this is not the first time someone said that to me. I've met people in Europe many times, and prison officers especially, who sat and listened to me, and to me that, hey, your testimony helped my career. Because you see, I know, and I met soldiers who told me the same thing. I wore the uniform, so I understand better than most, and that is not an idle boast. I understand, because I've straddled, I've been on both sides of the fence, so I know how the language to speak to servicemen. And here's the thing, people. Here's the thing, right? I would go and do a round of lectures for Coast Guard, Regiment, Reserves, Air Guard, everybody. We would then hand out evaluation sheets. We tell them, don't put your name, just say what you think about the lecture. And from private right up to colonel, from constable right up to officer, everybody said the same thing. So I'm thinking, all right, nice. I good here now, because government will see value for money. The opposite happened, and that's scary. It is to live without active or constant income for 6-7 years, and not lose your mind, especially a man with ambition. I know Locho, so if I'm a Locho, I wait till my wife get paid and I live off my wife. But it bothers me and men like me who leave prison, have an ambition and want to do well, and constantly getting kicked around or doors closed or slammed, in some cases in our faces. It's scary, and I don't want to turn back. On one hand, they say, don't force it, go and knock on the next door. But then I see this picture especially of the two men with pickaxe in a tunnel, one on top, one below, and cutting through this tunnel, and the one who reached 10 minutes or just 10 inches away from the breakthrough, he get fed up and drop the axe and turn back. I don't want to be like that guy. So this is why I kept going, and this is why Natasha kept going with me.
But this conversation, just a segue here into this point, that this conversation is not abstract. It is personal, as Garth is describing. And despite the decades of experience and the public trust that we have built over the years, losing the support for the airtime for Iron Dependency means that the work has no platform. And the loss of airtime support doesn't affect our personal income because we don't get paid to do this. But it removed the platform for us to continue the work and to support other people.
Yeah, I don't know if people feel we were getting paid.
The funding that we got didn't pay us a salary, didn't make us rich, right? We do this because we understand that the work needs to be done. Somebody has to do it.
But no, and apart from it was a genuine concern from my part, because as I started it, I called Natasha and get her involved in it. The thing is, we have a drug problem, and I saw it coming, and I saw it mushrooming. This is why I said, let's do this so that we can save everybody. And we meant everybody. Let's go back to the line 6223937. Tell us what you think. Thank you for holding and
Hello, good
going with us.
afternoon,
Hello, good
Garth and
morning.
Natasha. Hello, good afternoon, Garth and Natasha. Good afternoon, and to your listeners. Well, I was not a regular caller, but I was calling. I just listen. Some of your interviews, I walk away too heart-wrenching in terms of it zeroing in on, the step-by-step of what people go through and things. Some of it was too much for me to listen to, you know what I mean?
Right.
In Mexico, at one point in time, they started to shoot up rehab centers, schools, anywhere that had the knowledge of staying away from drugs. They deal with them brutal. That was some years ago. I don't know if you remember that, guy.
Yeah,
you think it could? Yeah, they were brutal in it. You see, the thing is, the fight against drugs and criminality and stuff like that is you need a certain consistency. Because I always say that generation after generation we have a crime problem. That's because the criminal behavior has been handed down to the youth coming on. I'll be amazed at how far back we had gangs and criminals die out, more come, die out, more come. And your work literally presented an objective view in terms of how to stay away from these things. I kid you not. And it's kind of disappointing that what is taking place in terms of, you will be able to continue on air, which is very important, because a lot of us, I say in school, plenty of us, I'm one of them, I'm admitting, we subjected to schoolwork. Many of us went to school like, what that on the blackboard did for, boy? We didn't know. Some of us didn't have the proper households and the parenting. However, the objective view in terms of, some people were able to pass on what the use of pi r squared is for in terms of where it relates to the future. And your program would have alerted a lot of vulnerable individuals as to what they could end up in. Because remember, you're out there in life and, somebody tell you, hey, I want to send you foreign to get a job or some kind of thing. Next thing you end up as a slave and something like that. And your program would present the objective view to those who may not have been aware of what they would be subjected to. If I understand what I'm saying. Most times they tie up because they're subjected to where you're at now. And, I just want to pelt a little job. Anyway, you have a conglomerate of. Listen, I'm not zooming in on anybody, I'm not zooming in on any country. This is our general view. Anyway, you have a group of criminal lawyers. You really think their interest will be for people to stay away from criminal activity? Let's be real. Let's be real about it. And, that there needs to be a proliferation of the handing down of criminal behavior so I could build my swimming pool eventually, and my nice house and 2 BMWs and stuff like that. So the more I could interrupt whatever awareness there would be to avoid people from partaking in what would enhance my career and my money, is the more I would do it. I will leave it with that gap. But however, thanks for all the years, brother. You the list of achievement, and she hasn't even finished the list as yet. It is real. You did have an impact. Anyone who have heard your program will know how to adjust their thinking in terms of what they could run into. And I am very disappointed because this is needed in this country. You understand that consistency in, passing on how you need to think and what you need to be aware of and what people went through so you could make the adjustment. And on all sides, some of your interviews of abuse and stuff like that would have alerted certain men. If you get one, that would be enough. So their behavior and how the objective you look, and brothers, when I check this girl, it had a couple of times I checked myself, I used to be like that in truth. If you understand, and they would have made the adjustment. So this is very disappointing, but I do hope by God's grace here, you all are able to stay on here and continue achieving what you all achieved, both on air and off air. Heartfelt thanks to you, and because you would have made an adjustment. Look, you have prison officers and all admitting to the great work that you have done. So you all meant a lot to a lot of people, and me too. Thanks, God, for allowing me the contribution. All have a good day.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And I want to say condolences to the family of Eddie Hart.
Yes.
Eddie Hart passed away. I saw the news on coming here, and it was credible sources. So, and Eddie Hart is the person who encouraged me to go get my presidential pardon, apply for it, when he was on the office on Frederick Street with Mr. Ifibo Wilkinson so Eddie go on board and just wanted to Mr. Mangal Patasa and all but all the people who I met along the way who continued who supported us and gave us words of encouragement and kept us going, and I really, Mr. Eddie Hart started the journey for me in cleaning up my record. And I will never forget him for that. So, condolences to the family of Eddie Hart. We're going to take 5 more calls, go to a break, and come back and wrap up. Let's go. 622-3937. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hello?
Yes? I love my country.
Brother Harvey. Brother Harvey.
Morning,
public servant. How are you doing?
I first, let me call this to tell you, thank you very much for even mentioning my name. I thank you. That don't really happen in life much in this round. but I sincerely thank you for that. But at the end of the day, it takes all of us to make this nation. And when God bless you, with as little as it is, try to be a blessing to someone else.
Yes.
And that, in my view, is what you all have been doing, being a blessing to so many others. So I really make the call, and I will make the call to the Prime Minister. I have her personal number. I'll see if I get on to her. I will try to call Jolene John. I'll try to call Khadijah. Those are people I know personally. We're in search. I will try to call Alexander and see, he has always been a person willing to help, and see what are the possibilities, because this is a program that is needed. But moreover, I wish somebody would reach out to the U.S. Embassy, because they are waging a war on drugs, narco trafficking, and what have you. And look what has happened in Venezuela. We pray God it doesn't escalate any further. But look at what is happening, and therefore the U.S. Embassy should have the greatest commitment to a program such as yours. As you say, you're recognized by State Department. and therefore they should now could now sponsor such a program like yours in keeping with their whole trust against the whole drug trafficking world, and use you in such a way where you could be even an ambassador, as the case may be, in terms of looking at this whole war on drugs and doing what we can do to that those who already are hooked on it to get off it, and those who were inclined to go so to say no, that's not for me. So therefore, I conclude by saying I truly, by the grace of God, wish you all the best. Wish this program continue. I wish that someone with that heart, whether it is from the private sector, from government, or from the U.S. Embassy, would really reach out and really say, listen, this program is needed, and it's not just needed here, but it could be a program for the entire Caribbean. Once more, Garth and Natasha, happy 14th anniversary, happy future, happy success to both of you, and may God continue to bless both of you as you go from strength to strength. And let me start by saying, say Happy New Year, and of course, I love my country.
Thank you, my good public servant.
Harvey.
Thank you. Well done, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Harvey's a good soul, man. Harvey help anybody. He don't care, you know, even though, you know, he's labeled, but Harvey is that kind of person. And we need a lot more people like Harvey Boys that spread across Trinidad and Tobago.
And we have had a U.S. ambassador on our program. Remember?
Yes.
We've had officials from the U.S. Embassy on our program.
Estrada, the last one.
Estrada, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
he was with us when we were on Tragri Road. Him and the his second in command.
Yes, correct.
Hello.
And other officials too, as well. And we actually had our interview with Beth Feder, who is an advocate for domestic violence survivors. We did that interview with her, and that interview has stood the test of time because she gave some really valuable tips for persons wanting to leave a violent and abusive relationship, and we still use that material up to today.
Yeah, and Tamika, 1 second, you know, I just want to suggest something, and I want to correct something I called up posted here, but texter sent. If the authorities really want to understand persons suffering with substance use disorder, spend a week in rehab. Pick any rehab, from the lowest to the highest. And when I say in cost, I mean, right? Pick anyone and spend a day or spend a week from the time they wake to the evening. Make that a priority if you really want to understand what people like me must do when we return to society. What should not happen? We shouldn't be too happy. We shouldn't be too sad. Otherwise, a relapse is imminent. Remember, relapse is part of recovery. And I keep telling you all, if I wake this giant I have sleeping inside of me for the last 34 years, that will be the end of me. There's no coming back from that one, because I'll have to feed him for the 34 years he was sleeping. This is why when people relapse, it's worse than the last one.
And that will also be the end of we, by the way. Just
for
so
sure.
you know.
For sure.
No,
For sure.
It will be. I mean, that kind of relationships cannot survive that kind of strain.
Yeah.
As many people who have lived with and in relationships with persons with substance use disorder.
Stand by for a break, short man, but I want to correct this. Good morning, God. As a 60-year-old ex-soldier, it is painful to look at and listen to Dependency today. My eyes are glassy and my tears are just short of running down my face. You and your wife are worth, that's what I want to correct, worth the national award you got. We never got a national award.
Not
Sorry.
yet.
So,
I don't know if you're manifesting it for us, but,
yes, but
it hasn't happened yet.
No, we have never received a national award. It takes a lot for you all to come and do this program today. I feel it. I pray today that the play is result in success. But let's go to a break. You want to take one more before we go to a break? All right, take one more and we go to a break and come back. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to Garth and Natasha.
Good morning, sir.
I want to wish you all a very healthy, prosperous, peace of mind 2026. Happy 14 years of marital bliss, and my condolences to the family of Mr. Eddie Hart.
Okay, sir.
Have Garth and Natasha, two like those great African warriors. Now surrender, don't give up the fight. It's a hard way to travel and a mighty long way to go, but you all have good hearts. You all will make it. But you might just say, you have to sow to reap. But jump by jump load, there are what you call interrupters, disruptors, who don't want to see people reap. You don't want to reap, right? And this country, we are governed by race, color complexion, caste, class, religion, politics. So people now have their priorities, because if they don't suit their purpose, they don't care. So, brother, you're facing a stone wall, because it is said that certain programs were closed down because of bubble, corruption, and a set of thing. And right now, everything is shut down. We shut down this, we shut down that. Instead of increasing social services to help our people, institutions have been shut down day in, day out. But I wish you all the best. Don't give up, God. Don't surrender.
If you are giving up, you wouldn't have been here this morning.
We have good private, we have good businessmen and good people who will contribute. This program can't done. This program is so important. And even though state support is being denied, you'll get support, God, and we'll make it. And every Sunday we'll be back here to help those with the iron dependency. Good show. Don't give up. Don't surrender. Enough respect.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Like I said, we have been the Red Cross in this fight for years, and that is all we've been in. And if we're following the rules of warfare, as we say, we have a war on drugs right now, on human and drug trafficking, then give the Red Cross the resources to deal with the casualties, because we have very real casualties. And sometimes it's painful for me to take a call from someone who wants to help their loved one, and my resources and reach so limited because everybody is so distanced. And we need to close that gap. And we're willing to sit with anyone in authority to dialogue and point them where we can get the funding. Just a word from them and we're good. And we will come here and do what we have to do with all the ministries that we highlight. No one will be exempt. We love national security is our first love. And when I say national security, all the ministries encompassing Homeland, Defense, Justice, all that is part of our national security and trying to keep our country safe in a certain way, right?
Yes.
So, it's...
But this is not, to be clear, this about what we're asking. We're not asking for charity, okay? We are asking for continuity, even if that does not reside here in our radio station studio. We want resources to maintain the platform that we have built so that we can continue tending to the casualties of this ongoing war. We want to continue to share the voices.
Yes.
We
no
want
matter
to
what side of the country you're from.
We want to keep prevention, recovery, and reintegration alive in the public consciousness. This is the only thing that is going to help alleviate the very big and real issues that this country is facing right now.
And as I said before we go to a break, we've met good people on this journey, and we've also met some really horrible people. I don't know why they choose to be that way, but we thank them still, because negative and positive is what makes the car go forward. So let's go to a break, and when we return, we take your final set of calls here on Dependency. You still have the opportunity to call in, tell us, are we relevant? Are we making sense? Should we stay? Should Ms. Bissessa now get involved and mandate that us and NGOs like ours be protected? People live in prison, be protected. And if they want to do well for our country, and once again, New Life Ministry, let me just say, New Life Ministry has a program for 2 years. So which means even after these 3 months, you're required to go back up there every Monday with family. So they get the family now to understand addiction and understand how to deal with the person with the substance abuse disorder. It's let's go to the break and we'll be back. All right, stay right here.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Thank you for staying with us. We are taking your calls, 622-3937. And also to remind you of why we're here. We are not asking, as I said before, we're not asking for charity, but we would like to continue the work that we have been doing, even if it is not on radio.
But for those of us for those of you who grew with us on radio, and started your journey with us, I will never forget. People used to make fun of us. Boy, nobody will listen to all the while. Nobody don't care about the program. Boy, only have 2 followers, and to see that grow from to 9,000 plus, and the YouTube channel start to grow, and we're really happy that we helped those who really needed the help. And we highlighted the work of the government at the same time. All governments. We didn't hold that back from anybody. And this government as well will have a voice on dependency, because you're putting in the work, and we're supposed to market the work and advertise the work that you're doing. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, God.
Morning.
Good morning to you, Natasha, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm happy with the anniversary to you all.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Bruce.
Going strong. You laugh,
Yes,
Mama.
sir.
Hi. I'd like to say thanks to you all for the work that you all would have done through 2025 and before 2025. And positive vibes. I look forward to continued work. Gat, do you remember when you were working out the logic model for this program?
Yes, we were. Just now, wait. We was at National Drug Council workshop, right?
Yes, we were.
Right. Yes.
DOH International.
Yes.
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 We sat down next to each other. We worked out that logic model for the program, and you were really passionate. I said, "This guy really like this program." And it came to fruition.
Yes.
Congratulations. And congratulations for the partner in the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service.
Yes, sir.
You were instrumental. You and Natasha, forgive me, Natasha. You were instrumental in the prison radio program. Not the program, but the prison radio station. That station continues, and through your program, it has been a way to communicate, especially during Father's Day, Mother's Day, and even through Christmas.
Yes.
You allowed inmates to give back when they come on the program to express themselves. The Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, thank you. Even for the work that you would have done when we were doing something else at national security with officers, the issue of the effects of trafficking and the effects of drugs on persons. So that continues. Even officers of the program department are guided to listen to your program, because that's the way they understand some of the issues that addicts go through and some of the healing process. So, Mr. Sinclair and Mrs. Sinclair, thank you so much for the work you have done. And before I go and before I get licks, I just say Happy New Year to my wife, Cheryl, and the children. You know how that licks us past.
You get it. I don't get it between you and Cheryl. Happy New Year, Cheryl, and to the family.
Thank you very much. Once again, she says happy anniversary to you all.
Yes, thank you very much, yeah. Thanks a lot.
So, God, be careful. Any more markings, God?
No. So far, we good.
All right.
More to come in 2026.
I'll permission you, Father. God bless. Have a good one.
All right. Deputy Commissioner of Prisons, Sherwood Bruce, thank you very much. And,
that was an inside joke.
Yeah, and he's one of the people who I admire. You admire people's journey in life, and whether it's politician or serviceman. And Mr. Bruce, I remember the workshop he spoke about is he was just an ordinary prison officer then, and he worked his way all the way up to Deputy Commissioner of Prisons. Now, this is one of the examples I use when I'm doing lectures. Like, how can some people do it? How can some servicemen do it? How can some servicemen start from constable or pride or, a prison officer, ordinary, and go all the way up to commissioner or chief of defense staff or commanding officer? Or how some could do it and how some can't. And these are the studies that we have been doing to try to help people to understand that not everybody who line up and signs up will be a model police officer or prison officer or soldier. It's impossible, you know.
Before we go back to the lines, though, I want to share. Somebody mentioned national awards. We have won awards, not national awards, but we have won some awards, right? So I just want to share with you some of the awards we have won. In 2007, the PAHO Media Awards for Excellence in Health Journalism, 2 Merit Awards. In 2008, the same PAHO Media Awards for Excellence in Health Journalism, 2 Best Feature/Documentary in the radio category. In 2009, Merit Award for the radio feature documentary called Rum Till I Die, The Effects of Alcohol on the Body. In 2009, again, a Merit Award in radio feature documentary for the documentary London Calling, an interview with Owen Alfred. In 2011, Media Awards for Excellence in Health Journalism for the feature documentary Mission Canada Part 2, Mental Health and Substance Abuse, an interview with Dr. Kwame Mackenzie. Best Feature Documentary in the radio category, PAHO 2012, for The Living Years, an interview with Dr. Jennifer Rouse. Best Feature Documentary in the radio category, the Caribbean Broadcasting Union Media Awards in 2013 for Edward Jr. Chady Unplugged. Best Local Feature for Trafficked at the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival 2015. And the Best Foreign Feature for Trafficked at the San Francisco Black Film Festival 2016.
We put in the work, folks. We put in the work. And we're not demanding respect at all. We will never do that. But we're asking that attention be paid when citizens do good. Because when citizens do good, when we go outside and we travel to all parts of the world, we represent Trinidad and Tobago. And if they ask who's the Prime Minister, we have to say who's the Prime Minister. And like I remember Toronto Children's Aid Society, how they were so proud to know that government actually supporting a program like this. People in the Caribbean commended us and commended several governments for supporting our dependency. But again, there's no policy. So from one minister to the next, one PS to the next, one director to the next one, it changes. It's not consistent. There's this emotional roller coaster ride, and we asking that better be done by it. So that when any government representative stand on a platform and encourage people like me to do good, let it be down to something tangible rather than just the words. But when we try, we keep getting doors closed or in some cases even slammed in our faces. It doesn't feel good. And I don't want to give up. We really don't. Hello, good morning, 622-3937. And somebody actually could give our bank account number.
Yes.
The NGO's bank account number so that people could contribute.
Absolutely.
Natasha will share that with you in a moment, and we'll read some of your comments on Facebook and YouTube before we go. Hello, good morning.
Morning. I just got in, so I wasn't listening all the time. But I was thinking since last week I was trying to call to tell you all, why don't set up a international GoFundMe? Because a lot of people abroad listen to you all over the world. You could form a legitimate GoFundMe, I don't know what to call it.
I have no idea.
But where people would send in donations, even if it's $1, $1 a week or whatever.
Yes.
But that's gonna enable you. You would be surprised how much money you would make. But don't just focus on Trinidad. Do something international because people listen to you internationally.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are people who might be disappointed that, the situation that you found yourself in. And a lot of times you have to understand that out of evil normally cometh good. And if you organize yourself properly and get this GoFundMe thing legitimized and, do all the necessary things that you're supposed to do so that you can appeal to people outside of the country, you would do way better than walking on eggshells around people because you're dependent on them.
Yes.
When things happen, God is opening a way for you to wake up and do things for yourself. You started this, and when you started this alone. You didn't have anybody with you. So don't be crawling and appealing because there are other ways, and we live in a world now that you can meet people wherever. And I'm sure if you do an international GoFundMe, you'll have more money than you would need. So that is what you should go home, you and your wife, and sit down and strategize how to do this thing. And do it, and don't depend on anybody. Okay?
Thank you very much. No, but setting up a GoFundMe depending on people still. The thing is, does that work on this part of the world?
I don't know. We'll have to investigate that because you may need to have a U.S. bank account in order to
do that.
No,
but you see, the thing is, again, we are happy for those who recognize. Like I said, we would not have achieved any tangible if the ministers at the time did not make themselves available, and that was so easy then. It after 2015 it became very difficult. I don't know why, but when we were doing and producing the tangibles, it was easy for some reason, and I don't know if it's because I mentioned that in the JSC's report too as well, because you asked me a question and I outlined the names of people who we need more like up in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And maybe that upsets some people, but it doesn't matter. It is what it is. My mother always told me this, people may never remember what you do for them, but they always remember how you treat them.
How you made them feel.
How you made them feel. That is very important. And that's the people we met back then, and the People's Partnership, they opened their doors, and we were able to produce the prison radio and the film in the span of 5 years. And don't mind you, there were people as well in that time too who wanted to derail us too. Don't feel it was all support. And I don't know some of the trainees, boy, especially the black ones. I don't know. I don't understand why.
Can I address this poster on Facebook, Miss Jennifer? There's YouTube. They can open their own YouTube channel. Hey, guess what? We already have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it is open for subscribers. We have no subscribers as of now. But if people feel the need, if this is one way that you can support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, by following our Facebook page, or by donating directly to our bank account, which I can share with you now.
Yeah, so post it online, and for those of you who on radio, you have a pen, you could listen to it. So let's see, if you don't hear us here next Sunday, God's willing, well, nobody listened. If you hear us, then somebody did.
But if you are online, please, as I say, follow the YouTube channel, follow the Facebook page, and we will keep you posted.
Yes.
There.
That's right. Could you call out the number, take a cup call before you wrap up? 622.
The account number is Republic Bank, in the name of Iron Dependency, and the number is 440-800-707-301. Once again, it's Republic Bank under the name Iron Dependency, 440-800-707-301.
All right. So, folks, thank you very much for listening to us this morning. You can continue to go on Facebook as when we wrap up and continue to comment and share your comments. Reach out to anyone you think should have listened to this program this morning. If they didn't have time to listen to the top, you can ask them to go back and listen to it again. We are for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We are for the government of Trinidad and Tobago. We are not the enemy. We are the support. And we have been that way for the last 24 years, and we'd like to continue that way. We just need the support to do so. And all the suggestions we've gotten, like the GoFundMe, we'll check that out to see if we can use it on this part. I know people tried on this part, and they said it was not for this part of the world, but we'll try. But we thank you all very much for the words of encouragement. It was a pleasure for us too, helping people understand this journey called substance use. And we look forward to engaging with you again in the very near future. Natasha?
Yes, again, a reminder to everybody to, even if you're listening to us on radio, please go online. Find yourself online. Find our Facebook page. Find our YouTube channel. Ask your daughter or grandson to help you find it if you are unable to. That is the best way to keep in touch with what we're doing and where we may be. This is where we may be for the foreseeable future.
So thank you once again to I-95.5 as well, where this and the personnel where this program began, and the support that we've gotten and the strides that we were able to make. It has been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Tamika, for your time too, and those who came before us, who come in after us. Take care. Have a good week. Remember, be careful out there. Please, 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 please. Oh, and Tamika, before we go, I want to ask the government to do a favor, please. You want to make real money? Traffic lights. There's a style in this country now with breaking traffic lights. You'll make a ton of money, especially the one by 4 roads. Okay. Especially 4 roads traffic light. Trust me, just put those cameras to work and send people tickets in the mail. You'll thank me for it later. Take care.
Good afternoon.